Good morning, friends. Welcome to Konexio Technical Insights. My name is Rahul Randeria, and I would be conducting today's show. Today, we would be discussing regarding the trends, the setups, the technical indicators, the candlestick patterns in Nifty, Bank Nifty, as well as the different asset classes. Now, let us discuss what we have mentioned in our last report. In our last report, we have mentioned that the markets are into a positive territory. The undertone is bullish. Any dips should be used as a buying opportunity, and Nifty might rally towards the level of 16,600 to 16,700. And markets behaved in an expected manner, which we have been looking out for. Nifty tested the levels of 17,800, and from there we saw some sort of profit booking coming in into the last 2 days. Now let us see what we have observed on the Nifty daily charts, and we will try to identify what could be the trend for the next week. We are having RBI monetary policy, though, so markets are poised to take cues from that monetary policy, and then we might see a particular following of trend which we have seen in the recent past. So definitely RBI monetary policy would be the main key point for next week, which could decide the trend of the markets for the next week. So now let us go to the index analysis on the day. Now this is the daily charts of the Nifty. Now this is RSI, and what we have seen that, let me zoom this chart. Nifty has been moving highly volatile. The volatility in the recent past was very high, and that can be carried forward in the coming days also. So let me draw a parallel channel from here and try to figure out what is the trend. This is the maximum upper resistance line. Now let us see where the trend is going. Now this is what we see, that this was the trend from December till today's date. Now you can see on the daily charts, this was the area where Nifty took the support of this rising channel. Then exactly at the midway, Nifty took resistance, which was around 17,800, and from in the last 2 days, I mean to say on Thursday and Friday, Nifty saw some sort of profit booking coming in from the higher levels. Yes, last week was a budget week, so volatility was expected from those levels. Now RSI is also into a comfort zone. It is on the midway, and looking at this pattern, if we see, this is the daily chart. Let me show you the weekly charts. Now on the weekly charts, it is a bullish candle. Some sort of higher shadow was seen. That is because of the profit booking. So overall weekly chart seems to be positive. Now on the daily charts, as I said, that some sort of weakness was seen on Thursday and Friday, but that overall trend seems to be positive looking at the weekly charts. And what we feel, that this is the Friday's candle, and Friday's candle where 17,617 was the highs of Friday's candle on the daily charts. Once Nifty crosses those levels, so swing traders can go long on Nifty, and for a target of almost 17,000, again 700, 17,800 and 17,900 in the next week. But unless Nifty trades below 17,617, we might see some sort of cool off, and that cool off should be used as a buying opportunity. So for a positional trader or a swing trader, one should wait for Nifty to break 17,617 spot levels on the upside. If it breaks, then try to go long, or just wait for some cool off, or try to just go long around say 17,350 odd levels if there is a follow-up selling on Monday. So overall the strategy should be buy on dips from these levels, and we are expecting the trend to remain intact. That means positive trend to remain intact. Yes, we are having RBI policy next week, so again market would be waiting for that particular clue from that RBI policy, and then we will see the further trend, primary trend carried over from those levels. Now let us discuss the important supports and resistance in the Nifty for the next week. The important support in the Nifty for the next week are placed at 17,410 is the first support. Second support is placed at 17,244 and third support is placed at 17,117. So these are the important support levels where traders should watch out for. On the upside, the first resistance is placed at 17,617. Second resistance is placed at 17,794 and third resistance is placed at 17,943. So these are the important supports and resistance level for the Nifty for the next week. Now let's discuss what we have observed in Bank Nifty. Now on the Bank Nifty daily charts, again similar kind of pattern has been formed. Let me draw a parallel channel from this particular line. Now this is the multiple resistance area. Let me draw this line. Now here you can clearly see that Bank Nifty also has been moving in this particular rising channel. And as in the last week's video, we telling that we are expecting a target of 40,000 in next 3 to 4 months, and Bank Nifty almost tested the levels of almost 39,424. So again, that target of 40,000 remains intact because that target was based on this upward resistance trend line. Though on the weekly charts, I will show you that Bank Nifty has formed some sort of positive candle similar to the Nifty charts. Some sort of shadow is been formed because of the profit booking. But again, RSI is also into a positive territory with positive signals. So overall trends remains intact. Last 2 days of weakness was a profit booking because of the sharp recovery of sharp pullback of the last week. I'm not saying that a further selling cannot be ruled out or further selling cannot happen, but definitely that dip should be used as a buying opportunity on the downside. So if there is a further selling, then Nifty might or Bank Nifty might test the levels of 38,300 to 38,400, and that should be the area to go long at the lower levels. So again, looking at to the price action indicators, everything is into a positive territory. So buy on dips should be the strategy for the next week in the Bank Nifty. Now let us discuss the important supports and resistance in the Bank Nifty for the next week. The important support in the Bank Nifty are placed at 38,562 is the first support. The second support is placed at 38,138 and third support is placed at 37,581. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance is placed at 39,278. Second resistance is placed at 39,560 and third resistance is placed at 39,938. So these are the important supports and resistance levels in the Nifty for the next week, and the strategy should be buy on dips. Any further correction should be used as a buying opportunity from those levels. Now let us come to the third segment of our show, which is option analysis. In option analysis, we'll try to identify the action or where there has been the concentrations of the long build-up or put build-ups in Nifty and Bank Nifty calls and puts. Where is the concentration of the position of this particular option strikes in Bank Nifty and Nifty. Now let us discuss what we have observed in Nifty calls. In Nifty calls, the action was seen in 17,600, then 17,700, then 17,800, then 18,000. Now here you can see there has been a strong rise in the open interest, but there has been a very significant fall in the option premiums. The implied volatility are in a comfort zone. It is just between 13.5 to almost 14.5. But looking at the last 2 days of correction or profit booking in Nifty, there might be some sort of option writing. I mean to say, out of the money calls, Nifty option might have seen some sort of call writers coming in at the higher levels. You can because see the volumes are 15 lakhs in 17,600 calls, then 11 lakhs 40,000 in 17,800 calls. Again, 8 lakhs for 64,000 in 18,000 calls. So these are the highest. I mean to say the strong open interest building volumes seen in this particular Nifty options. So we might see some sort of further cool off, at least on the Monday or Tuesday, and from lower levels. Looking at the chart, we might see buying coming in from those levels. So most probably we feel that some sort of profit booking cannot be ruled out. Now let us see what we have observed in Nifty puts. In Nifty puts, you will see that the action was seen in 17,400 puts, then 17,300 puts, then 17,200 puts, and 17,100 puts. Now here you can again see there has been a rise in the open interest. There has been a minor fall in option premiums, but you can see that the implied volatility are just going higher. It is still into a comfort zone. So as of now, nothing to worry about at this implied volatility, because implied volatility is just between 17.5 to 19.5. And we feel, looking at this particular option data, that on the downside, maybe 17,300 to 17,200 could act as a support from these levels. So definitely any further correction should be used as a buying opportunity on the downside. Now let us see what we have observed in Bank Nifty calls. In Bank Nifty calls, the action was seen in 39,200 calls, then 39,500 calls, and 40,000 calls. Now here you can see there has been a significant rise in the open interest. The volumes are also high. In some option it is 9 lakh 30,000, then 13 lakhs, then 10 lakhs. These are the volumes in this particular after the money calls. Implied volatility is between 19.5 to 20.30. So implied volatility is slightly higher. Option premium have seen a significant drop in the premium because of the last 2 days of correction. So a further cool off cannot be ruled out on Monday or Tuesday. Maybe in these 2 days, Mondays or Tuesday, Bank Nifty might take support at the lower levels, and from there we might see again rally starting the upward trajectory. Now let us see what we have observed in Bank Nifty puts. In Bank Nifty puts, the action was seen in 38,500 put, then 38,000 put, and 37,500 put. Here you can see there has been a rise in the open interest. The change in the option premium was mixed. It was slightly positive. The implied volatility is getting higher. It is just between 23.5 to 25.3. So Bank Nifty puts open interest implied volatility is shooting up in this particular out of the money Bank Nifty puts. So again, any further correction in Bank Nifty might bring in option writers in Bank Nifty puts at the lower levels if there is follow-up selling, and that might create a bottom or support at the lower levels. So most probably we think that on the downside, maybe 38,000 could act as a strong support from these levels, and from there almost probably 100-150 points here and there. From those levels we might see again Bank Nifty taking support and again moving upside from those levels. So looking at the charts formation in Nifty and Bank Nifty, option analysis in Nifty calls and Nifty puts, Bank Nifty calls and Bank Nifty puts, the strategy remains to be buy on dips from these levels. And yes, again I would like to highlight, next week is the RBI policy, so market might be waiting for cues from that particular RBI policy, and from there onwards we might see Nifty and Bank Nifty gaining momentum from the lower levels if there is a further cool off from the particular closing. Now let us come to the final segment of our show, which is a positional call. I've identified one stock. The name of the stock is Hindustan Copper, and you will see that the stock has been into a positive territory in the last couple of days, and the position of the stock is Now here you can see the stock has, from these levels, it has been consolidating. It has made a very strong base in the range of 135, 137 till 110. Now let me show you, this particular channel, and we will have a clear view that what might happen in the coming months. This is the consolidation phase of Hindustan Copper. Now here you can see the price volume action. Now classical formation of a rectangular consolidation from August 2020 till the date. So it has been a very strong consolidation. The price volume action are showing a very much strong momentum in building up in the stock. You can see the stock has rallied sharply on Friday. The volume was almost on the higher side. RSI is also with positive territory and positive divergence. So the stock is quoting around 137. So any dips should be used as a buying opportunity. Try to accumulate the stock for long-term investments. So we are recommending, or we are suggesting for long-term investors and even swing traders to accumulate the stock on dips to 133. Our upside long-term target is 173 from the current levels. We are expecting a breakout in Hindustan Copper in maybe next week. So any dips should be used as a buying opportunity. So the call would be buy on dips around 133 for a long-term target of 173 in Hindustan Copper. So thank you very much, friends, for watching the show. Any suggestion you can give in the comment box. Have a nice trading week. Thank you.